So, when the King of Wands shows up, you're not just looking at a piece of cardboard. Not at all. You're meeting an archetype, a really powerful symbol of a visionary leader, a creative powerhouse. Honestly, it's a dynamic energy that lives inside all of us.
Okay, let's just dive right into this guy. Forget any idea you have of some stuffy old monarch sitting on a throne. The King of Wands is pure creative force. He's that impassioned, noble leader who doesn't just rule from his chair, he actually builds whole new worlds from it.
So, how are we going to get to know this fiery personality? Well, here's our roadmap. First, we'll meet the visionary himself. Then, we'll break down his 5 core energies. After that, we're going to decode the symbols hidden in the card, see how he stacks up against the other kings, and, this is the most important part, we'll figure out how to channel his power in our own lives.
To really get any court card, you gotta look at 2 things, its suit and its rank. The King of Wands is the ultimate master of his element, fire, and he fuses that with the action-oriented, world-shaping power of a king. You know, he doesn't just have a spark of an idea. He turns it into a massive bonfire that completely reshapes the landscape around him.
And that fire comes from the suit of wands, which is basically his lifeblood. It's all about that raw, powerful energy. Think about it, that new idea you just can't shake, the thrill of starting a new adventure, or the guts it takes to stand up for what you believe in. Well, that's the fuel this king runs on. It's pure, unadulterated personal power.
Okay, so all this fiery energy is great, but how does it actually show up? What does it do? Well, the source material breaks his whole personality down into 5 core energies. You can think of these as the blueprint for the King of Wands. And boom, here they are. This is what he's made of. He's creative, inspiring, forceful, charismatic, and bold. Pretty much every single thing he does, every decision he makes, you can trace it right back to one of these fundamental qualities. So let's break a couple of these down, shall we?
Now, when we say he's creative, we're not just talking about, painting a pretty picture. No way. This is creativity in action. He's the entrepreneur who masterminds a brand new business strategy, the leader who opens up totally new possibilities for his team. He doesn't follow the trend, he is the trend.
And his inspiring nature? It's completely magnetic. I mean, his enthusiasm is just infectious. He doesn't have to command people to follow him. They want to. He leads by doing. And because of that, he makes everyone around him feel more confident, more capable. He's a total natural-born leader.
But listen, to really get the full picture, we've got to look closer at the card itself. The artwork isn't just for show. It's literally packed with symbols that tell us about the deeper layers of this king's character. And what's so fascinating here is how every little element tells part of the story. The core symbols you're seeing, the lions, that flowering wand, they've stayed consistent for more than a century. It's a real testament to the timeless power of this archetype.
And right here, we've got the 2 main pillars of his power. Look at his wand. It's not just a dead stick, it's flowering. That's a huge symbol for life, for growth, for endless creative potential. And the lions all over his throne, that's his courage, his passion, his commanding presence. So you've got this amazing combination of pure creativity backed by totally unwavering strength.
Okay, so we know who he is, but to truly get his unique flavor of leadership, it's just as important to understand who he isn't. And the best way to do that? Put him side by side with his royal buddies, the other 3 kings of the tarot. This table just lays it out so perfectly. You can see the King of Wands leads with the fire of pure will. Now compare that to the King of Cups, who guides with the water of emotion. Then you've got the King of Swords. He's your logical authority, ruling with the air of intellect. And finally, the King of Pentacles, who builds his empire through the earth of enterprise. So you might call on the King of Swords for a fair decision, but you call on the King of Wands to lead a daring, bold new venture.
So this isn't just some abstract character study, The King of Wands represents a very real kind of energy that we can all tap into. So the big question is, how does this visionary force show up in your life?
No, really, take a second and think about it. When are you called to be the visionary? When do you need to tap into that bold, creative, inspiring part of yourself? Is it at work? In a personal project you're passionate about? Maybe in your community? Just recognizing that call to action, that's the first step. And when that call comes, the sources give us a really clear game plan. You're being asked to embody this energy. That means stepping up and leading the way, even if the path isn't clear. It means taking a calculated risk instead of just playing it safe. It means daring to be different, making a splash instead of just blending in, and most of all, believing in yourself.
This is exactly how visions become thriving businesses and how bold ideas become reality.
At the end of the day, the King of Wands brings us a really powerful message. He reminds us that our passion is our power. So the question he leaves us with is this: what new heights could you reach if you really, truly let your enthusiasm lead the way?
Hey, if this explainer helped you connect with the King of Wands energy, please show your support with a like and subscribe for more deep dives like this one. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. How are you planning to channel this visionary leader in your life? Thanks for hanging out with me.